Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the People's Game. Obviously, first video in like a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. Just things went a bit wrong last week, so it didn't happen. So we're here. We're going to try a bit of a different format because there's obviously a lot's happened. So we've got some general topics to have a chat about, and then we'll kind of preview the weekend as I guess we normally do.
Yes.
Obviously it's myself and Shane as always. Shane, how are you doing, my friend?
After last night and the roller coaster that was the Champions League, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Champions League for my camp wasn't ideal. But you know, we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that in due course. Right. So, like I said, we're trying this a bit differently this week. So we've got a couple of topics of stuff that's going on. We'll obviously have a quick chat about them, and then obviously preview the upcoming games as it were. So I guess I'll just start with this to get it out of the way. And I feel like this might be a little bit clickbaity, but I want to get this topic over and done with. Is the hype train of Chelsea, are the wheels coming off? Is it falling apart? Obviously, from when we're filming this, we lost our Champions League game against Juventus, which I was really upset about, because I think I said on this very channel that we should walk this group and have no problems with it. And now I look a little bit silly. I mean, it's only one loss, but obviously we lost at the weekend as well to Man City, which really wasn't a good performance, all in all.
I hear no shots on target.
Yeah, it was pretty dire. It wasn't great. I think we showed them way too much respect, to be honest. We didn't turn up as if it was like a home game. We really turned up as if we were just trying to like stink out the Etihad and make sure they just couldn't score. And then even that didn't work. It just wasn't good. We let City do their thing. And shock horror, they did it really well and won the game. You know, I don't really know what else we were kind of expecting to happen, to be honest. So that wasn't great. Obviously, the result at Juventus wasn't amazing. But what do you think about this? Because I hopefully think it might be the kick up the backside we needed, because we haven't been playing great all season and have kind of managed to get the wins, which is why I was so excited, because I was like, you know, if we fully turned up for these games, we could be smashing it. So I hope this is a turning point for us, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's alarm bells. However, I do look at it as just like one shot on target, obviously, as of the corner of this video yesterday against Juventus.
Yeah.
That's not great. Aston Villa kind of tore you apart despite not winning the game.
Yeah, for sure. They were better than us.
So it's a worry in a sense that if you've got Lukaku and you're only getting one shot on target, that is a bit of a worry.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand the approach against Man City. I don't understand it.
No, we didn't get that right.
I mean, I get they're champions. Because like I rate Tuchel a lot, because like he's not afraid to like make changes and stuff like that. I think it's a worry considering you've had 3 big games, I would say. The draw against Liverpool, fantastic, considering you were down to them, man.
Yeah.
But I look at it now, it's just like, what would have happened to different circumstances if you had 11 men? Like, would Chelsea be an attacking threat? And after these 2 other big games against Juve and Man City, making me question what might happen going forward.
For sure.
Because like for me right now, and I'm going to put it out there, I think the team to beat in the league right now is Liverpool. So it's just like, you know, it's it's going to be interesting, like, because obviously you play Southampton at the weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how you do. But I don't think it's like some massive crisis.
Yeah, I don't think it, like you said, I don't think it's time to start, everybody, oh God, grab your pitchforks, Tuchel's head, he's gone, or anything like that. But I think, the manner of the performances haven't been great. But, it's early doors in the season, right? I guess that's the way to look at it. Obviously, like you said, our upcoming game against Southampton, I am going to that game. So if we lose, expect the mood for next week's videos to be extra stinky, because that will be no bueno.
Well, obviously you watch Chelsea a lot more than I do. Are you worried that the midfield is not giving Lukaku service, or
do you know what it is? Right, I think these last two games have made me realize how pivotal Mason Mount is to what we do, because I feel like we've got players like, Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante who really solid defensively. They put up the incredible defensive numbers, but don't necessarily offer too much in transition going forward. And then I guess you've got people like Kai Havertz, and like other midfielders who offer a lot going forward, but kind of have the same issue, but reversed, right? So they don't really do necessarily a lot defensively. Whereas I feel like Mason Mount is that gap between, because he'll get forward, he'll make good passes, but in transition, he will get back. He'll do the defensive work as well. And I feel like whilst he isn't there, obviously he's been missing for those two games, we really seem to lack that like link up between our defense and our attack, which, like we said, I think that has lots of knock-on effects, right? For example, like the fact that Lukaku literally had like none of the ball against City. I mean, Chelsea didn't have very much of it, period, but we really struggled to work it forward and make anything count. And same against Juventus, really. So I think that's what it's made me realize. And I guess, that kind of thing is really good, because, it's amazing that, an academy kid has that much of an effect on a squad, which is wicked. But it's very almost, I guess, worrying that if he gets injured and this is the kind of knock-on effect, can we really expect to like win a league if we're that reliant on one player? I guess I think that's the kind of worry of it. So I don't think it's panic stations, and I'm sure if Mount is out for longer than expected, like I don't think it's expected to be a big injury, then I'm sure Tuchel will be able to find a way around it. I really hope so. But yeah, I think it's just more made me realize how much he actually does, especially in our system, and it makes me appreciate Mason Mount just a little bit more. I probably already have an unhealthy appreciation for him anyway, but it just makes it a little bit bigger. But yeah, I'm not too worried. I mean, there's worse games to lose, right? It's not as if we've played like, I don't know, like Norwich and Watford and lost both games and been appalling. Like in that case, yes, I'd be a bit like, okay, Matt, come on. Like, to have two really bad games against City and Juventus, it's not the end of the world. It's just very not ideal. I guess is probably the best way to look at that. So I think we'll be okay. Now, obviously, with us both being fans of the clubs we're fans of, we've talked about Chelsea. I feel like we kind of have to chat a bit about United as well. Now, I guess I have two questions about Manchester United, and they're a little bit Ronaldo-centric.
Okay.
But do you think that Manchester United are potentially becoming a bit too reliant on Cristiano Ronaldo? Question mark.
No.
Now, again, obviously, you watch Man United a hell of a lot more than I do.
I mean, it's not so much that. It's just it's come like, I think it's pretty obvious now that when it comes to United, it's just we're after a bit of brilliance from anybody for us to get anything.
Yeah.
out of like anything out of the game. Case in point, West Ham, West Ham away. Obviously it's 1-1. Obviously Lingard comes on. Lo and behold, he scores against West Ham. I called it while I was watching it. I did
And
call
what
it.
a goal as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
wow.
But that's what I mean. Bit of brilliance, and then the bit of brilliance at the end. David De Gea decided to save a penalty for the first time in like 4 or 5 years, as you do, right? But then you look at the game against West Ham in the Carabao Cup where we lost, where it was just like, fair enough, completely changed team, but 26 shots, none on target. No, not none on target, but like not scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot of shots to take and get nothing from it.
And then obviously the Villa game. I mean, we didn't. I mean, Villa kind of deserved to win. I'm a bit pissed off with their goal, but
yeah. So I won't lie. I haven't seen any of the game. I haven't seen the highlights or anything like that. But I keep hearing about this goal controversy and that it shouldn't
like
have stood.
It's not so much as it shouldn't have stood, right? It's just my issue is that goals have been disallowed from like Leicester, Norwich, a few other teams for the exactly same reason.
Yeah.
And yet this goal stood. Yeah. I just want consistency. And okay, look, fair enough. We had a chance to equalize last minute, but Fernandez's penalty still in orbit.
Oh my god, I forgot that happened.
Right. So I'm not. I mean, yes, okay, like he is our central striker, and maybe we are relying on him. But I think we're just more relying on a bit of brilliance of anybody at the minute.
Yeah.
We just don't feel like I just don't think we have a concrete game plan. Like yesterday, we played long ball. Why? I don't understand it. We played McTominay in a number 6 for no reason. Like, if you're going to play a number 6, play Matic. Matic comes on, goes into that role, and immediately demands the ball. It's just... It is a bit of a worry because the wins have been papering over the cracks because we've not played well. I think, obviously, we played well against Leeds.
Yeah.
But that's opening game of the season. I don't think we've played well since then.
Okay.
I think the results have been overshadowing the performances. So I think a little bit we are, but I think it's more so relying on as just someone just to produce a bit of magic.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I guess that's always been the my, I guess, kind of like main criticism, I guess, with this kind of Ole United, is that sometimes it always seems like he'll kind of go in there with a plan, you know, whether it be long ball, counter-attacking football, whatever, and there will be kind of that plan. And then if that doesn't work, it's almost as if there's nowhere else to go from there. He's kind of set the team up like that, and that's it. And then, like you said, it's kind of like, okay, well, that hasn't worked. Let's just hope someone does something crazy and wins this game for us, you know, like a Ronaldo 95th minute winner, or like that Lingard goal against West Ham.
Because like the thing is Leeds, as you just said, the reason we played well against Leeds because of the counter attack. Our style is like matches so well against Leeds.
Oh yeah,
for example,
perfect matchup.
Like our style, I also think, because obviously we beat Man City a few times last season. Our style beats their style in a way, because like, you know, we have with like City, for me, I don't think can handle pace. Like, and I think, you know, that's where we're strong.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't have Dan James now, but Dan James played a lot of the games against the big teams because of the counter attack.
Yeah, he fit
because he's pacey. You know, like, I mean, like, fair enough. Like, obviously, I've stated it on my Twitter. Like, I've had enough of Martial. I've actually had enough.
Oh, but, I don't know if you've mentioned that. Actually, yeah, that's the first time hearing of it.
You know, but like, I just look at like, he obviously played against City when we beat them 2-0 at the Etihad, and he won us the penalty.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's just, I think Ollie's undoing is going to be McFred. McFred is going to be his undoing. everyone is calling out for Matic to play, or like Matic or Van der Beek to play, which I actually don't think Van der Beek's going to get a start anytime soon. I think he just needs to go. I feel so sorry for the lad.
Yeah, I saw he wasn't very happy yesterday.
No, I've seen the video. I've seen the clip myself. Like, and the thing is, you can't blame him. Like,
No.
and like I've seen people, like I saw people reply to me saying, "Oh, he's had enough chances." It's like, no, he hasn't. 10, 15-minute cameos is nothing. And
I was going to say, I'm trying to think of when he's had like a genuine shot.
He was our best player against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. He was our best player by far. You know, so I just feel sorry for him. But you know, but when Rashford comes back, like it's going to be even harder for him.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously Pogba's then going to drop into the midfield, and I can't see a Pogba Van der Beek partnership. Are they doing that? So, but yeah, it's just, if we don't even come close to a trophy this year, then I think a manager change will need to maybe happen.
Yeah, I think it's just it's tough, isn't it? Because I mean, I guess the problem is last year, you know, obviously the the standard of the Premier League over last year was, you know, wasn't potentially as high as it normally is, right? Obviously, City won the league pretty comfortably. You know, obviously Liverpool having their injury issues, we were sort of quite up and down. And obviously that led to Manchester United finishing second, which is obviously really good. You know, no club is ever going to probably look at second as a disappointment. But I guess the only problem is when you finish second and you have the incredible transfer window that you guys have had, like that is it. Anything other than that top seed is going to be seen as a disappointment. Or like you said, you know, anything other than a trophy is going to be seen as a disappointment. And I guess that's the struggle now. You know, who knows? Come the end of the season, Ole might have dealt with the pressure really well and have pulled it out. And you know, if he has, then you know, fair play to him. Because I mean, you know, I'll be the first person that I've criticised him a lot. And if he does turn it around and pull out a trophy or win the league or whatever, then you know, fair enough. I'll shut up, I guess. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure in Manchester right now, and I don't think it's a position that I necessarily envy too much. I feel like it's probably pretty tough. The other thing I actually just wanted to ask about United, because I found this really interesting and something I hadn't even thought of. But do you think that with Ronaldo's incoming, that has negatively affected Jadon Sancho, which I thought was really weird at first, but obviously Ronaldo's playing up top and kind of has to play. You can't not play Ronaldo, right? But let's say that spot would normally be occupied by like Mason Greenwood, which would leave that slot open for Jadon Sancho. Whereas obviously now you can't drop Greenwood with the form he's in at the moment. You can't. That would be criminal. But he can't play up top. So he has to kind of play that right position, which obviously means that Sancho's game time is quite limited. Obviously, I know he's been brought in for some pretty big games and hasn't really had an effect yet. But I just feel like it might have been quite beneficial for him to be involved in, like you said, that Leeds game where you guys were smashing it, or that Newcastle game where it was good vibes, goals were going in, etc., etc., etc. And I guess he hasn't had that chance yet. So, you know, how do you feel about that? Because obviously, no, Jadon Sancho hasn't had the effect that all of us thought he was going to. Let's be honest, we all thought he was going to come and smash it. But I guess similarly, I don't necessarily know if he's had the chance to have that effect yet.
The answer to the Ronaldo question is no.
Okay.
I don't think Ronaldo hinders him. I think two factors. Rashford being missing's one.
Yeah.
Because Sancho, when he's played, he's kind of been forced to play on the left.
Yeah.
And another reason to that is the second reason, as you said, can't drop Greenwood on form.
Yeah.
And which is fair play to Greenwood because, like, let's be like, he's probably seen it as just like, okay, Sancho's come in. I need to start performing. Like, I
Yeah,
need
and
to perform.
he's smashing it, to be
You
fair
know,
to
and
him.
obviously, first few games he was smashing it.
Mm.
Past few games he's been a bit. I want to say bad, but he's been a bit.
Not as good as he has been.
Yeah, he's been a bit selfish.
Okay.
Is what I'd say. I think once Rashford comes in, I think we'll start seeing if Sancho is a flop or not.
Okay.
I think eventually he will start tearing it up.
He can't not. He's so talented. He's
But
so
I just think from with Rashford coming in and Rashford obviously going to be slotting in on the left and then Pogba dropping back, I just think we'll see a different Sancho.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think having Ronaldo there will help because like he will then find because he's a target man. Same with Cavani, that will help him because he'll have someone to provide the assists, which he got so many in the Bundesliga. So I'm not too worried just yet.
Mm-hmm.
He has not played well, I will admit he hasn't. But if it comes to like Christmas time and he hasn't got a goal and assist, then I'll be worried.
That's getting a bit worried. Yeah, fair enough. I guess the other thing which I've literally just thought of right now is I guess it's almost kind of similar to like Jack Grealish's move in that, you know, he's gone from being one of the main men at Dortmund, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you think of Dortmund like last season and the season before, you immediately think Sancho and Haaland, right? That is those are the two players you think of. And I guess he's, you know, going from being one of those main guys to all of a sudden Manchester United, where everyone in that team is a star, right? And he's no longer, you know, he's gone from being big fish in a smaller pond to like a small fish in a bigger pond. And you know, obviously Jack Grealish has made that move, and I wasn't sure if it would work. And to be fair to him, he's doing well. Obviously, he's had his games where he's not been perfect, but in general, he's doing a good job over there. So you know, that's probably a big adjustment for Sancho to make. And I mean, like you said, I'm sure he will come good. I think it is just a matter of time, really. I mean, he's a phenomenal player.
He's too talented to not.
That's what I mean. Like, surely he can't not be good. Surely. And he's still so young as well. Like, I feel like, you know, we're all kind of glossing over the fact that this guy is so young. He's got so much time ahead of him. You know, let's not panic. You know, like he's got a long time left to go. I'm sure he'll be fine. Okay, good. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, I guess, was going from some of the top teams towards some of the lower down teams in the league.
Okay.
And I hate that I'm asking this question because I know obviously we both quite like this team for very different reasons. Yours is actually relevant. Mine's just because of the FIFA career mode. But are Norwich doomed for relegation again? Obviously, 5 games in, lost all 5. To be fair to them, haven't looked horrific in all their games. The game against Leicester, I was gutted for them because they really deserved at least a point from that. But yeah, what do you think? Are they destined to go straight back down to the Championship and then probably come straight back up again? And then we'll be having this same conversation in 2 years' time.
Oh man, I hate talking about Norwich.
Yeah, I felt bad writing this one down. I felt really bad.
We'll put it this way, right? This game at the weekend will tell a lot.
Who are they playing this week?
Burnley.
Oh,
and Burnley are above them. The good thing for Norwich, and the reason why I'm not going to doom them yet, stupidly, is they're actually only 3 points away from getting out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, the gap
Like,
isn't crazy right now.
like fair enough, their goal difference is shockingly bad. However, like I'd be more concerned if like they were stuck on 0 and every team had like a team had all the other teams had like 6 points.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Unfortunately, I don't think Pukki is good enough for the Premier League, unfortunately.
No.
Which is a shame because he's actually a good striker.
Yeah.
The fact Buendia is just the big miss.
Yeah, it's huge.
He's the big miss, and the problem is I've seen some of their goals and just the mistakes they are making is just ridiculous. It's schoolboy defending. It really is.
Yeah.
If they lose at the weekend, I think they're doomed.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a telling game.
And then it'll make me wonder: will Norwich get past Derby's 8 points?
Oh, do you think it's going to be that rough?
It could be that bad. I don't want to say it because obviously for family reasons.
Yeah.
You know, but it's looking grim. It is looking grim, and this weekend will tell a lot for sure.
Yeah, I think obviously again it's one of those things, right? You do kind of have to take it all with a pinch of salt because let's be honest, their opening fixtures were horrific, right? They had
it wasn't great.
Some bad run-ins early doors. I guess the only reason this conversation is happening is obviously because their last game was against Watford, which is obviously one of those games where, you know, as a newly promoted team, you look at other newly promoted teams and you're like, right, that's a game that we need to be getting, you know, solid points from. Obviously only to end up losing that as well, which wasn't ideal. So I guess that's why everyone's suddenly got a bit like, oh, okay, that's not good.
No, the problem is what's kind of annoying me is you look at Brentford, right?
Yeah.
Who have come up and you know, are like, yeah, we're in the like, oh, I don't care who we're playing. You know, we're just gonna play our game and do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like Norwich have just come up, and because of their record, I actually think they're scared to play.
Okay.
And I think Norwich need to actually start playing a bit like, not obviously play Brentford style, but take a look at the way Brentford are approaching games and be like, you know, go for it.
The thing is, that kind of was how they played when they last came up, wasn't it? Because I remember everyone almost kind of rooting for them because they were that team that, you know, they had just come up, but they weren't afraid to just play their own game and like go at teams. And, you know, I still remember that time when they beat City. Was it 3-2? I can't remember if it was at Carrow Road or the Etihad. I can't remember.
It was Carrow Road.
But I mean, like, what a result that was. And that only happened because, yeah, it didn't matter that, you know, Man City turned up at their ground. They weren't afraid of them. They were like, you know, we've got nothing to lose here. Let's just go at them. And it seems like, I mean, like you said, it just seems like that kind of fearlessness has just kind of gone out the window. And I think that's what made them, that's what kind of gave them the hope last time they were up. So I think that's worrying.
But I will say this: I actually have a feeling that once Norwich, even if Norwich get a point, I think they'll do that confidence so well. I think they're just such on a downward spiral right now.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as they get that first point on the board, I think it will then be fair enough for us to judge. Okay, you've got a point or 3 points. Can you build from that?
Sure.
And then if not, then yeah, they're fucking doomed.
No, but I mean that's it, right? Like, you know, misery breeds company, all of that. If you do just keep losing, you know, it's the same when you play a video game or if you're doing something, if it just keeps going wrong, you're just going to keep getting more negative about it, right? So, yeah, I agree. I think once they get that first point or, if they scrape a win against somebody or something, that will do so much for them. And that might bring that fearlessness back. It might, spark something inside. So, yeah, we'll see. I really hope they're not. I hope this is the season they can stay up, but it's been a rocky start for them. So so we'll see. I guess potentially on the back of that, although I don't think it's going to be Daniel Fark. Who do you think is going to be first in the sack race?
Nuno.
Wow, big guns coming out early.
Spurs are awful.
I mean, I saw something that, I mean, it's unfortunately the most Spursy stat ever, but they're the first team ever in history to go from top of the table to being overtaken by a team that was bottom of the table in the space of 3 games or something like that. Obviously, when Arsenal beat them quite emphatically as well. I don't know what Arsenal had in their Weetabix that morning, but they were up for that.
But that's the problem. It's Tottenham's probably fiercest rivalry, and yet you can't be up for it. I'm sorry, like I don't think Arsenal are that great.
Oh no, I agree.
At the minute, like fair enough, Arsenal, you've won 3 games in a row. Like fair play to you, right? I still don't think you're that good yet. If you keep
made them look like prime Barcelona.
If Arsenal keep winning, I'll change.
Yeah.
But I still think defensively Arsenal are not great. But like they made Arsenal look like they were like the Invincibles, right? Yeah. If it's not Nuno, I think it'll be Steve Bruce.
See, this is the problem, because I feel like there are managers that don't deserve it. I hate that. Obviously, I don't wish anyone to lose their job or whatever. But I feel like there are some managers that are like, right, that is high potential, right? Like a Nuno and like a Steve Bruce. But I feel like with how horrifically Newcastle is run, I feel like they just won't get rid of Steve Bruce unless it's like, oh God, there's like 7 games of the season left and we're still in the relegation zone. I feel like only then would they bin off Steve Bruce, because I don't know if Mike actually cares anymore. And then, yeah, obviously Nuno is on pretty rocky ground right now. But I guess the only problem is Nuno was, they're like 5th, 6th choice manager.
The fans are calling for his head.
Yeah, but I mean the problem is if they get rid of him, who do they go in for now?
If I was Spurs, I'd go all out for Antonio Conte.
I 100% agree. And if he went to Spurs, I think a bit of me would die inside. But yeah, I agree. I think he would.
If not, I'd go for Eddie Howe.
Oh my God, that's a shout. I hadn't even thought about Eddie Howe.
I think Eddie Howe's a fantastic manager for what he did for Bournemouth.
Or I doubt you'd be able to get him out of Brighton, but Graham Potter would be a cracking assignment.
You would have to pay Brighton a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't think they'd let him go. I do not think they'd let him go. But yeah, to be fair, Eddie Howe or Potter. Is Eddie Howe managing anyone at the moment, or is he still out of...
Yeah, it's not that I know. He turned down the Celtic job. That's the last thing I heard from him.
Wow. That's a great shout. Eddie Howe for Tottenham. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Or just because the way they're always like with managers, I would not be surprised if Watford go, okay, he's sacked.
This was my pick, right? Because I think he's doing a really good job, but I'm so afraid that if he doesn't win in, let's say, he goes on a run of like 5 games and gets like 2 draws and 3 losses, they'll be like, well, yeah, that's it then, off you go.
Well, yeah,
Whereas it's like for a team like
Watford.
Watford, you'd expect those kind of results, but they're just run by absolute trigger happy nutters. So yeah, this is kind of my point. I feel like someone like Steve Bruce would be my pick, but I feel like when you've got Watford in the Premier League, I never feel like they're far away from a manager sacking. They love it. I mean, last time they were in the Premier League, they had how many managers to go through? Like 4 or 5, and 2 of them were the same person because they sacked him and reappointed him. Like, what a weird. It's an odd situation.
Yeah,
it's odd. I also think I was a bit worried about Patrick Vieira at Palace at the start of the season, but I think he's actually kind of got that team ticking a bit now. So I think he'll be pretty safe. I was a bit worried it was going to be, like a Frank de Boer situation, and he was going to come in and like 5 games in and he's binned off. But no, I think he's actually getting some decent return out of that club now, so I think he'll be okay. Yeah. And I don't think Norwich will get rid of Daniel Farke.
No, they won't.
They love him too much because they know for a fact that even if they do get relegated, he will just get them straight back up. He knows how to do it. He's proved he can do it. So, I mean, it might be annoying for the fans to potentially watch if they do just become that kind of, rebounding club. But if it works for the club, I guess, then it works for the clubs. We'll see. Now, final thing, I guess, wanted to talk about. I've got 2 things in mind, but obviously a lot has happened in the Champions League. So if there's anything else you'd like to add in, then feel free.
I have a few topics already in mind, so.
Let's get stuck in. So the first one that I thought of, just because it's a real feel-good story, especially after the whole Super League debacle and all very like, we're too good to play these teams for Sheriff to beat Real Madrid. Oh my God. And the goals were bloody good as well. Like, they were amazing.
I mean, it does go to show. I mean, like, we lost the young boys, like, Sheriff, who are actually 2 wins from 2 in their group. Let's just
they're gonna win the Champions League, mate. I'm gonna put a bet on them. They're gonna win it.
Like, it is such a feel good story, and like, however, Spanish football is not great.
It is in the mud.
Not anymore. I mean, this is the topic I wanted to bring up, so I'm going to bring it up now. You look at Barcelona.
I literally my last thing was literally Sheriff on top of the world and Barcelona are in the mud.
Yeah, Barca are completely in the mud. I mean, Koeman, it's already been announced Koeman's going to be getting sacked.
Yeah.
And they're already looking for replacements. It could go to show Barca were just a team that was Messi and nothing else.
Yeah.
And you look at Real Madrid as well, right? They've not been the same since Ronaldo's gone.
No.
For the next couple of years, I would not be surprised if Atletico Madrid are the team that wins the Liga.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, they've still got Luis Suarez, who Barcelona deemed too old and not good enough. There. Still, he's still banging it in and rolling back the years. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't. It seems like, while Real Madrid and Barcelona have been having all their issues, Atletico Madrid have just been able to kind of keep it steady and keep everything ticking over and working as it should be, and seem to have just kind of stayed out of all drama and stuff. So, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't they be able to just, capitalize on this and get themselves a couple of La Liga titles? I mean, why not? They've still got Diego Simeone in charge. He knows how to win stuff. Great manager. I mean, so who do you think comes in at Barcelona now then? Like, who replaces... Because I feel like I want to say Antonio Conte, but I feel like he's my answer to everything.
The thing is, that's what I would have probably picked myself again, but there's talks of Xavi going there.
Yeah, I know they do want him ideally, don't they? to go along with the trend of
To be
returning
honest,
club playing?
I don't know, because you need a manager for me that would fit the way Barca like to play, which is obviously what they call beautiful football, which I fucking hate that term because I can't stand the way Barca play football. But that's just me. I just think it's boring. But it's going to be hard for them to find a manager that will sit. I mean, Koeman wasn't a good choice in my opinion, anyway.
No, I never liked that appointment going in.
So I think maybe bringing back a Barca legend might help. So it's going to be interesting to see, and like if you know what, I might make a bold prediction here and think Barca might not be in the Champions League next year.
Let me make a note of that. Oh wow.
Unless the new manager comes in and changes things, I can't see Barca finishing top 4.
The only problem is, and obviously if any manager gets the call to say, like, you know, we want you to be manager of Barcelona, wicked, awesome. Not many people get to do that. But you also have to look at the wider prospect of, like, okay, you can come in and manage Barcelona, but we've got an aging squad. We have no money. We're in horrific debt. We can't really do anything. We're going to have to sell off basically everyone so that we can potentially spend a tenner in the future. Like, it's rough that, you know, to even think about how, because, you know, obviously Antonio Conte is an incredible manager. But
why would he go there?
At Chelsea, at Inter, the thing that he needs is he needs to be able to spend money to get players to fit his system. And if he goes to Barca, it's just going to be, well, this is kind of what we've got. Even if we sell someone, we can't really reinvest that money. Crack on. Like, he's not going to go for that. I mean, he fell out with Roman Abramovich when we gave him a lot of money just because we didn't give him enough money, which was fair at the time. To be, you know, I'm not like slating him at all, but you know, if he kind of fell out with us over that situation, and I guess Inter Milan in a similar way, it's just never going to work at a Barca that physically have no money. And then, you know, kind of looking, I guess, down the list of other managers who are like free and available right now, who I genuinely cannot think of anyone that would come unless Xavi is happy to come in and just try and ride out the situation they're in right now. But it's tough.
Yeah, it is. It is. But again, that's, you know, they went all in for the Super League, didn't work out, and they're paying the price.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess it's, you know, very similar with Real Madrid, is they can complain about the situations as much as they want, but it's really hard to kind of have sympathy for them. Like, if you don't have the money, don't spend it. Like, you know, it's simple mathematics, isn't it?
Going off the Barca topic.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be extremely controversial because I've put this on Twitter and everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of him.
No, we're not doing this now. No.
Okay, so I'm putting this on record. I'm not the biggest fan of Messi.
Oh, no.
Now, he just scored his first goal for City, right?
Yeah.
That's the PSG, sorry. If he doesn't light up the French league, bearing in mind it's the French league, right? Do you think that tarnishes how good of a player he actually is?
Oh, that's tough.
Because obviously the argument, and obviously this has also been my argument, Ronaldo's done it in so many different leagues.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm sorry, but that PSG team is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, absolutely ridiculous. Is there an argument that if he doesn't light up that French league with 20 to 30 goals, would that tarnish what people think of him.
Oh, that is tough. I mean, yeah. If he doesn't come back with a big goal and assist return, especially within that team, then yes, I guess there's probably going to be a conversation about, you know, whether. Oh my god, that's so tough.
Because the thing is, right, and like, look, he is an amazing player, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is an amazing. Would I take him at United? No. I've always said that I wouldn't want him, right? I personally wouldn't want him at United, right?
Wow. Okay.
Like, but that's just me. I've always been the one to think that I don't think Messi could hack the Premier League on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Because there's a big difference from Spanish football to Premier League football.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yes, he is an amazing player and he's won Ballon d'Ors on merit, right? I won't deny that. Yeah. Right? Cold night in Burnley where he's getting pushed around.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got to remember, like, Ronaldo, for me, Ronaldo is like he's built. He built himself up for the Premier League, right? He built himself up. I was looking at Twitter and people were saying that he dodged the Premier League to go to the French league. I don't believe it, right? Because, okay, yes, he's beat English teams in the Premier League, in the Champions League. Okay, fair enough. But to me, those are also one-off games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking on a consistent basis, could he play in a Premier League side? Premier League sides are all much more physical. You know, where Spanish, let's be honest, which Spanish team are a proper like a team like Stoke or Burnley? You don't see it, do you?
I guess the only team I can kind of think of off the top of my head is, I guess, maybe like an Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone, because he gets them stuck in. But I guess that's why we also look at them as like a different team to most teams in Spanish football, because they do kind of do the opposite of what a lot of Spanish teams do. You know, he plays a 4-4-2, plays solid football, gets them stuck in, and other Spanish teams just don't really do that. So now I do get that, to be fair. I mean, I think it's like you said, I don't think he dodged the league. I think realistically, the only people that could have afforded him was City. And obviously they forked out all that money on Grealish, which meant that I think even they were a bit like, okay, we might be pushing it a little bit if we throw all of that money at Messi as well.
But if Messi went to Man City as well, Grealish doesn't play, in my opinion.
Oh, no. I'd start Messi over Grealish any day. I like Grealish, and I do think he's a special player, but you've got Messi.
As I said, like, I'm not doubting Messi's playing ability. I'm not questioning that at all. Mm-hmm. I am not questioning. I've only ever questioned the thing. I don't think he could hack the Premier League on a weekly basis. Yeah, because of the different styles. You know, I am biased that I think Ronaldo's better, but like, come on, I'm a United fan. I'm gonna say that.
I mean, yeah, you're going.
You know, so it is just an interesting topic, because I saw it got brought up, and I was like, you know what? That's actually a very good point, considering that was his first goal was against City.
Yeah, to be fair, I think with the goals thing, I think it's a very big adjustment for him. Obviously, he's moved from Barcelona, who I'm pretty sure saw himself as staying with for his entire career. And obviously only for that to fall through because of financial issues that were kind of out of everyone's control is tough. I do think now he's got his first goal, I think he should kick on. I'm sure he will. But yeah, to be fair, that's an interesting debate. Obviously, let us know in the comments what you guys think about that, because I think that's a really tough question. And annoyingly, it's one of those things, isn't it, right, that we will just kind of never know, because I highly doubt he's coming to the Premier League now. Like, I'm sure he'll be at PSG now, and that's it. But I never thought Ronaldo had come back to the Premier League, and here he is. So who knows?
I've got I've got 3 more topics.
Go for it. Let's do it.
Okay, so first topic is I want to bring this up. So we're going to talk championship.
Okay.
And we're going to talk Derby County.
Derby County. Okay.
Because obviously they are in administration now.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a shock because they are such a big club.
Oh yeah.
They are a very, very, very big club. Where do you think Derby goes from here? Do you think Derby stay up? Do you think Rooney goes at the end of the season? Where do you see Derby County?
Oh, I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? I think the thing is it just kind of baffles me how there's almost been this kind of really rapid like fall from grace. You know, you go back a couple of seasons and you always think of Derby as that team that was like there or thereabouts. You know, I remember Lampard being in charge of them and then being in a playoff final against Villa before, you know, Villa came up. And, you know, to kind of all of a sudden be at the polar opposite end of the spectrum it's kind of mental how quickly
I mean
happened.
years ago, like I'm talking years like 1990 season, stuff like that, they were Man United's bogey team.
Yeah,
like we could not beat Derby at all. They were always our problem side. And then obviously it switched like Bolton and everything like that, but like to see Bolton Derby be in the position they are, I'm shocked. I think they'll still stay up.
Yeah, I actually do as well. I think, you know, again, credit to him. I think at the end of last season, it was looking a bit shaky. And obviously Derby stayed up by a singular point, unfortunately sending my beloved Wickham back to League One, bastards. But, you know, I mean, one thing I have been really impressed with in this whole general situation has been Wayne Rooney. Obviously, you know, he only found out about the club being in administration when he saw it on the news. He wasn't even told by anyone at the club. And yet the first thing he came out and said was that he was here with the club to the end, like no matter what happened. And I think he's come out of this looking pretty good. You know, I'm sure he's not only done it to make himself look good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he genuinely is, you know, invested in the team and stuff. But no, I do weirdly kind of back them to actually stay up. I mean, obviously, a 9-point deduction is big. It could have been way worse.
Could have been much worse.
And with the deduction coming so early in the season, they have so much time to, you know, get over it. I think that was the thing last season, right? Was we were also like, oh, is this deduction going to happen? Season's already finished. Like, you know, they could still go down. Like, who knows? But yeah, with it happening so early, I think he's got his time to wrap his head around it and just motor on with it. So I actually think they'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this into one topic because it's the same thing.
Okay.
Are fans of these particular clubs worried? Leeds and Leicester.
Oh.
Reason being, Leeds have still not won a game.
No.
Right? Still not won a game this season. Leicester's form is worrying for, I suppose, top 6 team, quotation marks, right? Do you think their fans are worried? Do you think, especially with Leeds, how I said, have teams figured them out?
Yeah,
like,
I think.
What do you see Leicester and Leeds? I specifically say those 2 teams because their form is not what you would have expected at the start of the season.
No, for sure. I think Leicester, not just yet. We know
they did
the
lose
quality
today, by the way.
Okay, maybe. No, I think with Leicester, I'm not 100% panic stations just yet. Obviously, you know, it's not too long ago that they beat us in the FA Cup final, and they're obviously on top of the world. So I'm not too worried about Leicester just yet, but I do agree. I have not seen enough from Leicester so far this season. And I know I mention it like every episode that we do of this, but the one game I think of when I say Leicester this season is just that Leicester West Ham performance, and it was woeful. Like it was just
It was
it was
awful.
horrific.
But the thing is as well, it's just like I'm not taking any credit away from West Ham, but like Leicester were bad.
West Ham were ruthless, but Leicester just let them do whatever they wanted, and made them look even better. I mean, like you said, they were good. No one's saying they weren't, but Leicester just let them do whatever they want. Like a certain London team against a Manchester team at the weekend, but that's fine with me. Leeds, I am potentially starting to get a little bit worried about them now. Obviously, it is still really early doors, but for them to just not have a win under their belts yet seems odd. And ever since you first said it just goes through my mind a lot that, what if teams just have figured out how to play against Leeds now? What if because I mean, again, I guess, on the same hand, I criticize Ole for it sometimes. The same can be said about Leeds. They have their way of playing, and that's it. Like, if that doesn't work, they will die on that hill. Hence why when you guys play them, you score like 5-6 every time, because they will just keep going like that all the time.
Well, put it this way. So, like, I want to shout out the presenter from West Ham Fan TV. I think he's called Nicky Hawkins. So he pointed out that he doesn't understand why the Leeds manager gets so much credit.
Okay.
Because Leeds at this moment in time are not great.
No, it's valid.
It's all good playing fun-looking football to watch, but this is a results business.
Yeah.
Like people and I know like people criticize Stoke so much for when they were in the Premier League for how they played.
Yeah.
But for the first few seasons, it produced results. And in a results business, that's what you've got to do.
Yeah, that is the thing, it's like why you could never hate a Big Sam West Ham or any Big Sam team. Yeah, it might not be the greatest football to play, but he'll keep you in the league. He'll get the results needed.
Oh, exactly. And like, here's the difference. Like the difference between Ole and Bielsa at the minute is Ole's got a way better team.
Yeah.
Right, and they bailing him out. Where Leeds, unfortunately, don't know how to defend. Like they just don't.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
And considering like their attacking prowess has not looked great either this season. I mean, it's going to tell a lot because they are playing Watford this weekend. So if they don't win that, then there's going to be.
If they don't win that, then Bielsa's on fraud watch. I'm not having it. Bold prediction: Bielsa out. Big Sam's going to come in and save Leeds. I believe. God, could you imagine the uproar in Leeds? I think the city would riot if that happened.
Big Sam to Tottenham.
Oh, Christ almighty. I used to remember when he got appointed for Everton and the Everton fans were fuming. But it's like, guys, you're having a stinker. You need a Big Sam. Oh, good times. Big Sam to Leeds. You heard it here first. And Eddie Howe to Tottenham. Listen, it's all going on. Probably none of it's going to happen. And Big Sam will end up at Tottenham and Eddie Howe will end up at Leeds probably. But we move. This weekend, obviously, Premier League action is back.
Yes.
First match today involves your boy in one of the bigger games of the weekend, to be fair.
Yep.
Manchester United welcome Everton to Old Trafford. That's going to be a good game. I'm assuming by your pained expression, you're not. How are you feeling about this?
Not confident.
Are you not? Do you think Benitez is going to do the dirty?
No, it's because of how we're playing.
Okay.
Like, we're not playing great. We're just not. And look, I'm gonna go for us to win because I'm not backing against my team. But I wouldn't be because I this is what I would have said. I would have not been surprised if Villa did beat Villa beat us, and obviously they did.
Yeah.
I'll go to the same thing with Everton. I will not be surprised. Obviously, we drew at Old Trafford last year because we gave a stupid last minute goal away. Calvert-Lewin and everything. But I'm gonna go. I don't know why I'm going 3-1, but I'm gonna go 3-1. Because to be fair, Everton in the last game didn't look great.
No, it really depends which of both teams turn up. If Everton are up for this game, they're up for this game. If they're not, then it could be tough. So
it's just because of how we're playing, but I will back us. I will go 3-1, but I would not be surprised if a sort of Aston Villa-ish result happens. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm going to go 2-2. I think both teams are going to play well, but I think it will be equal. Probably going to look really stupid, but
and we ain't got Maguire. Oh, sure. Possibly.
Oh, I forgot Maguire's injured. That's huge. And Shaw as well. Yeah, that's big. Interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, that's going to be Varane and Lindelof, I'd imagine, would be the first protocol. Big man Phil Jones is going to come in.
I mean, he is fit.
Come on, the Phil Jones comeback is on. So next game is one that I will be attending. So like I said, if we lose, the mood is going to be extra bad next week's episodes, I promise. Chelsea hosting Southampton. Now I guess like we said earlier, I'm not panicking about our season just yet, so I'm still assuming we're going to win. But Southampton are definitely one of those teams that I feel like it's very easy to underestimate them, and then they make you look really stupid. Let's go 3-0 Romelu Lukaku hat-trick. That would make for good watching. I doubt it'll happen. I'd be very happy if it did.
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. I don't think it's going to be a pushover at all. I think
no, because Southampton actually realistically should have beat City. I don't know how that penalty got overturned, but defensively they played well, and they did it against United. They did it against City, and the way Chelsea's attacking threat is happening right now.
Yeah, we've gone from being ridiculously clinical to nothing happening. So. Maybe it just depends which Chelsea decide to turn up.
I will go 2-1 Chelsea though. I think
that's the thing. We should win that, but like I said, Southampton are one of those teams that I feel like it's so easy to underestimate them, and then they make you look stupid. So who knows? Next up, we have Wolves welcoming Newcastle. Do you reckon Newcastle are going to get their first win of the season, or?
No, I'm going
Is
Wolves.
the misery going to continue? Yeah.
I'm going Wolves. Again, it's exactly as I said. St. Maximin just has to turn up, and they might get something. But the way Wolves have been playing, from what I've seen, I think they'll have too much.
They should be winning.
So I'll go another 2-1.
I'm going to go 3-1 just because I really don't trust Newcastle to defend, but St. Maximin or Callum Wilson will probably dig them out with a goal. But someone needs to save or rescue St. Maximin from Newcastle. He's way too good for them, man. It really grates on me.
Yeah.
He needs to go and sit on Man City's bench. That's what he needs to do. So next, obviously, this is a game we've slightly touched on earlier in the episode, but Burnley Norwich, a 6-pointer. Oh, if Norwich lose this, it's going to be tough. Seeing if they have a way back. I really want to root for them. I just, without sounding really mean, I don't see it. I don't see it. I really see Burnley coming away with this one. I would love to make this prediction and be proved wrong, but I think it's going to be a typical Burnley performance. They'll shut Norwich out and score like 2 the other way. I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley. I really, really want to be wrong. I don't think I'm going to be.
This is blind, stupid faith. I'm going 2-1 Norwich.
Huge.
I'm going. This is just blind faith that Norwich will get the win. I can't like. At this point, like they got a win eventually.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just go for it. Why not? Let's
this is just a blind family faith. This is all it is. Realistically, I'd probably go 2-0 Burnley, but like
you said, they've got to win eventually. Let's do it. I'm
going 2-1 Norwich.
Let's get behind the boys. I believe. Obviously, another battle that we've slightly talked about again towards the lower end of the table. Leeds Watford. Now, if this was last season's Leeds, I would have
I would have gone Leeds 4-0.
Hands down, been Leeds, but something's going on. Like it's just not happening this year for them. And again, I feel like this game really depends on which Watford turn up. If Watford turn up and they're up for it, they could easily sneak a win here. But if they have one of their, lesser performances, which also come out fairly regularly, then I don't know. I do not know.
I'm going 2-1 Watford.
Oh, I think it's going to be like a really high scoring draw. I'm feeling like a 3-3, maybe even a cheeky 4-4. I think there's just going to be like zero defending in this game. I think people are just going to be banging them in for fun. Yeah, let's go 4-4. Let's go for it. I mean, no prediction I ever make will be worse than the Chris Wood hat trick. I believe.
And before Chris Wood scores a hat trick against Norwich.
Oh my god, could you imagine? Oh, I think I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd actually cry if Chris would just bang 3 in against Norwich. I wouldn't be able to come on this channel again. I'd be done. I think my career would be over. So next up is High Flying Brighton, who unfortunately missed out on their opportunity to go top of the table, which I find absolutely bonkers. Up Graham Potter. Obviously welcoming Arsenal. Now, again, I feel like I say this for literally every matchup, but I think Brighton have been really consistent. It just depends if Arsenal are up for it. If they're as up for it as they were against Spurs, they can potentially maybe get a draw here. If they're not, okay, that was a bit day, but
just a bit.
Oh, I don't know. No, let's go for it. I think Graham Potter masterclass, 2-0 Brighton.
Wow. Well, Brighton do have probably the most hated player in the Premier League. Neil Maupay.
Neil Maupay. Yeah. I feel like they understand how it felt when we had Diego Costa. Nobody liked Diego Costa except Chelsea fans. I feel like Brighton have that with Maupay.
I can't believe I'm actually going to fucking say this. I'm going 3-0 Arsenal.
Oh, that's dirty. Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm going to give Arsenal some credit.
You can't be doing that.
I don't fucking like doing it, but...
Are you a member of the People's Game? We don't do that around here. Who are you?
The thing is, it's just like... I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton won because they have... they're a good team with some good players, and they've not. I just got a feeling Ben White's in the score.
That's the thing. It could go either way. I don't think this is. Again, give it like 6 or 7 seasons ago. This is such a black and white game.
And Ramsdale looks like he's on form, so.
That's true. He is looking really good. I have actually been, credit to Ramsdale. I massively criticised that transfer, and he's making me look like a right idiot. So
yeah,
fair play.
but
Well
I
done.
think Arsenal 3-0. Wait, Brighton score first. I think Brighton win.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very momentum-y game. I think
Yes.
if Arsenal score first, they've already got their tails up after their last 3 wins. If they score first, that's just going to breed more confidence into them.
Yeah.
Whereas, if Brighton score first, I don't know whether it's still classed as a scalping, but they'll be up for this in front of the home fans, in the Amex. Let's get the 3 points. So traveling over to the other big-ish North London team, we've gone from high-flying Tottenham to quite a low-flying Tottenham at the moment against a very good Aston Villa.
2-0 Villa. I think Ings scores both.
Fair. This is the thing. I really liked Nuno at Wolves, and I think he's the only reason, I guess maybe other than Poch, that I've potentially wanted good things for Spurs, because I liked Poch, and I kind of really wanted Nuno to do well, but it's just not clicking at the moment, is it? And I mean, this Villa team is good.
It's good. It's good. It's like Grealish ain't even there, or like they've not cared that Grealish isn't there anymore.
It's crazy, isn't it?
They beat
so
us.
impressed.
They beat us. Should have beat Chelsea, in my opinion.
Yeah, they should have.
100%. They're a good side.
I'll go 2-1 Villa. Kane gets his first goal.
Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, Kane scored a hat trick tonight at the recording of this video.
First Premier League goal. Wait, he scored a hat trick? Who are they playing against?
NS Müller. I don't know who they are, but it's Europa Conference League.
All right, so
still a hat trick, but yeah.
I guess so. I mean, well, okay.
But yeah, if Villa play anything like they did against United and Chelsea, they'll walk this game.
Yeah,
absolutely walk this game.
I think it's the same as if Spurs play how they did against us and against Arsenal, they will get walked, because Villa have shown they're not afraid of teams. They will go at you. They'll do their thing. They will go at you. And if Tottenham aren't ready for it, then I think it could be a painful afternoon for them. So moving to a slightly different part of London, we've got West Ham versus Brentford. Now, this is the kind of game that gets me excited. Oh, do you know what I mean? This is a proper football game. This is a good West Ham versus a Brentford who are potentially the luckiest football team.
Nearly beat Liverpool, and that's no easy feat.
I love it. I absolutely love it. They're so determined. I mean, everyone loves an underdog story, but I love this Brentford side. I think I maybe see West Ham getting the result, but I don't.
I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham. Okay. I just think Antonio is just a different sort of striker for Brentford to be dealing with, and Moyes has got them playing. It's so hard for me to judge, because Brentford, they're really good.
Yeah.
No, I'm changing. I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah. I kind of don't want to give West Ham credit.
No, fair enough.
They are technically my local team, but
technically they're local.
But they can go fuck themselves.
Fair. As a Chelsea fan, I have to agree with that statement. This is so tough, man. I think I don't want to Price is Right. You kind of just steal your prediction, but I was thinking 2-1 West Ham. I think West Ham are going to get it done, but I think plucky little Brentford are not going to make it easy.
No, they're not.
When Brentford inevitably win this fixture, we'll both look silly. So we'll see how that goes. Next up is Crystal Palace Leicester. Oh, To be fair, I see this as quite a big game for Leicester. Like we said, I don't think either of us have seen enough from them this season. And Palace are, they've actually started stringing it together now and are a functioning team. I think this is going to be a pretty big, not like proving ground. Obviously, Leicester don't have to prove anything to anyone. They won the FA Cup. They did X, Y, Z. But I think if they do have like the ambitions this season, I think this might be a big game for them to actually show that and kick on a bit from it.
I think I might go 1-1 again.
You feeling drawing that one as well? Yeah, I'm also thinking they're going to draw this.
I don't see enough from Leicester to say they'll win the game.
Let's go 2-1 Leicester. I feel like Palace fans are going to be mad at that. 2-1 Leicester. Yes. And again, when Palace inevitably win this game, I'll look silly. That's just how it works. Now, finally, I guess, arguably, well, not even arguably, biggest game saved till last. Liverpool at Anfield, welcoming the citizens. What a game this is. I genuinely love
Liverpool arguably having the best player in the world currently.
What, Andy Robertson? No, wait. That joke was awful. I meant to say James Milner, and it just right. Cut that. Yes, Roberto Firmino is really good. I bloody love a Klopp versus Guardiola game. I absolutely love it. Again, obviously, I'm assuming you were referring to Mo Salah, who, yes,
unfortunately,
is on absolute flames right now. Let's be honest.
I do not like him. Just because one, he is a Liverpool player, and two, he is a massive diver. But
well, aren't we all? I kind of, well, no, I was going to say I hate him. I don't. I hate us for letting him go because we're stupid.
You have a habit of doing that.
And then if we look at the Manchester City midfield, we let Kevin De Bruyne get. But it's fine. It's not as if they're the two best players for their respective clubs at all. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Oh
God, could you imagine that Chelsea side now if those two were there? Oh,
wouldn't it be mental? And if we didn't have to spend that money on Lukaku because we never let him go, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Oh, good times. Good times. What a side we could have had. Oh.
A lot of what ifs.
That makes me sad.
This is hard for me as a United fan because I hate both. I have to hate both.
Yeah, if they could draw 3-3 and all the goals could be like own goals, that would be acceptable. I'll allow it.
But I'm actually going to go big here. I'm going 3-0 Liverpool.
3-0. You did say earlier, to be fair, that you. So do you? I guess in terms of slightly off topic here, but if you're looking at right now, if you had to say, I think this team is going to win the Premier League,
Liverpool.
Is Liverpool your pick for that?
Liverpool.
Okay. I think they've gone very under the radar. I think people have kind of looked at
because they didn't sign anyone really, apart from that defender.
Yeah, they made one signing. To be fair, the one thing that I saw a lot of fans saying was that their big stars, they have got them onto new contracts, which in itself, yeah, that is big business. But yeah, no, fair. I think they've
actually hold on. I might need to think about this because they did just draw 3-3 with Brentford.
Well, I mean, yeah, but this season is just mental. Like anyone, Norwich will bloody win the league at this, right? I mean, who knows?
No, 2-0 Liverpool. I still think Liverpool will win.
I think Liverpool will win.
I just think Salah's going to score 2, and I just don't like that. I just don't like saying that. I feel sick already.
I am going to go.
It's at Anfield as well, so.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? If it was at City, it's basically at a neutral venue because having gone there for Wickham versus City, can confirm fans are awful. I hated them. That's a separate.
What at the Etihad?
Oh my god, they're
it bad?
awful. They're
Was it bad?
awful. I mean, no, they were chanting a bit, but they're okay.
Is the empty had an actual thing?
It was quite empty. I won't
Okay.
lie. But to be fair, it was a Tuesday night game against Wickham, so I guess it's maybe not going to be completely filled. But no, I don't know. I just their fans just stank of privilege, right? Because standing in the little Wickham section, and there was just this group of fans that were literally singing, "We'll buy your club and burn it down," and I was just kind of like,
really? Okay.
You give it like 20 years ago, mate, and you were playing Wickham in the league. Like, pipe down. Let's just cut. I don't know. Look, that's a separate rant.
Well, this is the thing, like, because the argument is will always be, will City actually be considered a big club, considering they've only really got success because they got bought out?
It's one of those things because
Newcastle are a bigger club than Man City.
I would agree with that. It's tough, and I guess a lot of people are going to look at me as a Chelsea fan and be like, "Well, hang on a minute, you guys did a similar sort of thing," which I get. But I just think
not really, because Chelsea were top 4 side way before you got bought out. You were like a consistent Premier League side. Man City were in like League 1, League 2 a few years ago. Like it's not, and that's not even, like I'm like Man City are probably a big club now in terms of what they're winning, but if you define what I think is big club, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, those Newcastle, those sort of teams.
Yeah. I think if City do end up winning a Champions League, which I feel like surely they have to at some point.
They won't win it this year. I don't think.
No, I also don't think so. But
watch them go win it this time, though.
Yeah. But I think if/when that happens, I feel like then they'll be in the conversation. At the moment, I just don't. I don't get that vibe from them. I don't know. It's just. I don't know how to explain it because I guess when you look at their squad and their stadium and their facilities and stuff, yes, it's huge and it's really impressive. But I just feel like it doesn't come with the precedent of like a Manchester United or an Arsenal. Like there's all that history and heritage there, and not that I'm sure Man City's history before they got bought out and stuff was probably very rich. I'm sure they had their own stuff going on. I don't really know, but it just doesn't have the same thing, right? I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure someone out there probably doesn't think I'm stupid. I don't know. Back to the game at hand. Sorry, that went off on many different tangents.
Yeah.
And if you
yeah,
you're a City fan watching this, there was at that Wickham game. I wasn't talking about you. It's everyone else. I don't like. City to lose 3-2. I've gone very high scoring this week. I'm going to look really stupid if they all end like 1-0. This is going to be stupid.
You know what? I think this is actually a game where City's lack of striker is going to hurt them.
Oh,
especially against someone like Van Dijk. Like
They haven't got someone to take on that head to head.
Like
really? No.
I mean, it'll be funny. You play Jesus up front, Van Dijk's going to eat him for dinner.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that, but no, I get that. I think they might be able to nick like a goal or two, but it'll probably be some absolute screamer from range. But yeah, I think that box is going to be dominated by that Liverpool. Christ, I hadn't thought about that. But I mean, I've made my prediction. It's going to have to be 3-2. I mean, it's going to have to be. I've said it now, but
3-2.
I think Liverpool will do it.
Okay.
Just because, I think that matchup with Van Dijk, there's no one to take that on, right? Like even with Brentford, Ivan Toney said he was looking forward to taking that matchup on, and he took that responsibility on. Whereas I guess you look at the City side, and who's going to do that? What if they play Raheem Sterling as a false nine and they say, right, Raheem, your one job is to take on Virgil van Dijk? He will snap Raheem Sterling in half. Like it's just not going to happen, is it? So no, I think that's going to be tough. Right, so with all those weekend predictions out of the way, I believe that's everything. Finally.
Yes.
That's a long episode. So
to make up for everything.
Yes, we did miss a lot, so we had to stuff in a lot to get it all in there. So I promise at some point shorter form content will be coming, I guess maybe during the international break, where we can talk about some different things rather than having to round up literally everything. So shorter stuff will be coming. We just had a lot to talk about because everything kind of just went wrong last week, hence why we're here now. But we're here, so that's good. So we've made our predictions. Watch us look really stupid this weekend. And then we'll be back to talk about it again next week when I'm inevitably still crying into my jumper that we lost at Southampton. But we move. Obviously, until then, this is your first time watching one of our videos and you've made it this far, then fair play, first of all. But second of all, obviously, feel free to click that subscribe button and the little notification bell. Otherwise, you basically aren't really subscribed. If you have anything that you'd like to discuss with us, chuck it down in the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. You know, whether it's my opinions on Chelsea, the wheels not falling off. If you think they well and truly have, get in the comments. If you think Ole's the best manager in the world, get in the comments. Or if, like me, you just want to rip into Shane for his opinions on Lionel Messi, then get in the comments because I will be on my personal account and I will be taking beef with this. Can't be having that. Yeah, so you do all of that. I'll put all of our socials below, our individual Twitters, our People's Game Twitter, our Twitches, where Shane actually spends time and I just kind of neglect my channel, but I'll be there at some point, probably. I don't know. I think that's about it. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Laters.